Welcome, everyone, this afternoon to the Community Pharmacy More Profit Roundtable. This is the mini version. I host a hour-long roundtable once a month, but we do this mini every Wednesday afternoon. So thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to meet with us today. And we will provide the replay for this meeting after it renders and get it out to everyone who registered. So do appreciate you being here and have some very important information I want to share. And so thank you again for taking time to hear about this. So my name is Breck Rice. I have been a community pharmacy advocate and helping community pharmacies for over 20 years. I am the co-founder of ServeRx. ServeRx is a third-party payer for community pharmacies. I help community pharmacies get the fair reimbursements they deserve. I also host the PBM Reform podcast on the Pharmacy Podcast Network, and I continue to try to make positive changes there against the PBM and insurance mafia. That is a slow process, but everything that I do has to do with bypassing the PBMs to bring more profit to community pharmacies. So my own company, ServeRx, with the podcast series, the PBM Reform, and then, of course, even with the More Profit Roundtable, which you have joined this afternoon. Our title sponsor, RX One Shop. They do the shopping for you, find all the great deals so that you can save. So if you're not connected with RX One Shop, I encourage you to check them out. Some really good pricing on things like the G7 glucose monitors for continuous glucose monitoring. Tremendous price, best price I've seen out there. They have it at RX One Shop for you. We'll talk more about continuous glucose monitoring program as we get into some of the clinical services. But again, everything I do helps to bypass the PBMs to help bring more profitability to community pharmacies. And so appreciate the opportunity to share this information with you. So I'm a firm believer that 1/3 of your revenue should be generated outside of dispensing medications. Back, 10 years ago, that was fine to put all your eggs in that dispensing basket because the profit margin was there. You could make, 35, 36% profit margin. But today, pharmacies are lucky to make 3 to 5% when dispensing a medication. In fact, 1/4 of all of the medications dispensed from a community pharmacy now walk out of that pharmacy below the acquisition cost of the medication. I know you pharmacy owners know this well, but I just want to remind you that, hey, that's the main reason why we think that it would be a good idea to expand your scope of services into doing more than just dispensing. This slide here shows you that, independent pharmacies have over 90% of their revenue coming from dispensing. So you need to diversify and bring in other solutions. One of those solutions, I hope, is us. I hope you're using ServeRx to get the fair reimbursements that you deserve. If you are not enrolled with us yet, please get enrolled. It's a free complimentary service that your PSAO provides to you. So I'm partnered with every PSAO in the country to help you get those fair reimbursements. So instead of getting $4 and $5 for a month's supply of meloxicam, you should be actually getting reimbursed over $90 for that medication. So just some examples here of some of the fair reimbursements if you can use ServeRx to bypass the PBMs. I also wanted to outline 3 steps for success in doing clinical services. That is really the future of community pharmacy, becoming a health hub for your community and expanding your scope of services. It's basically doing what you've already been doing, but in healthcare, pharmacies are the only healthcare provider that is basically been giving away your time and your energy. And we are grateful for that. We thank you for that, but it's time for you to get compensated for it. You can't just, I can't just walk into my primary care provider's office just any given afternoon and say, man, I've got a scratchy throat. I think it might be coming down with a cold. Can you help me with this? They're not going to see me, right? But how many times a day does that happen at our community pharmacies? and you're helping those patients out of the goodness of your heart. Well, we want you to get compensated for that time now, and so that's why we've outlined these three steps for expanding your scope of services in becoming a health hub or providing clinical solutions to your patients. Step one is a remote therapeutic monitoring program that is, I love this program because there's no startup costs for the pharmacy. There's even marketing materials, patient education that'll all be provided for you at no cost to the pharmacy. Then the platform is called Brain Health Plus, and it is a tremendous way for you to help your senior patient population with the two main concerns that they have: loss of memory and loss of balance. This addresses those two main concerns, plus a lot of other benefits that come from that program, and I'll share more with you here in the next couple of minutes. The step two is expanding into medical billing to actually get compensated, like I said, for those services that you're giving away today, like patient consultations, or turning a flu vaccine that you're only getting reimbursed $17 or $20 into a preventative health visit that reimburses at like over $80. So some tremendous opportunities with the step two. And then step three is a full brick and mortar clinic in your pharmacy. You own it, it's your clinic, but it can be managed and staffed for you, and that is the BRIM program. So you can do step one completely independent of step two and step three. You can do step one and step two at the same time. You just can't do step three without IPPN. You have to be in the independent pharmacy provider network in order to do the full brick and mortar clinic. And I'll touch on those a little later on in the program. So let's look at the remote therapeutic monitoring, and it's part of the remote care services that CMS is covering. So there's CPT codes that Medicare is covering. The first one was chronic care management that came out in 2015. It was the very first CPT code that CMS covered for remote care. But it was really focused at the doctors, the primary care providers being able to do chronic care management with their own patients. Then in 2019, remote physiological monitoring, I always called it remote patient monitoring, or RPM. That came onto the scene in 2019. Again, really focused at doctors checking in with their patients between appointments. That's where they have wearable devices that are gathering data, or they're taking their blood pressure on a regular basis, taking their blood sugar, maybe even stepping on the scale, and those connected devices are giving data back to the primary care provider in between appointments. So again, focused on doctors helping their patients in between appointments. Well, the new kid on the block, this remote therapeutic monitoring program, is a little different. It doesn't require the PCP or the primary care provider, and so therefore it can be administered through community pharmacies. So this is the first time that a platform has been built so that a community pharmacy can offer this to their senior patient population and do a tremendous service to that aging population in helping them with fall prevention and cognitive plasticity. And so I'm really excited to share with you this program. It is, like I said, the first time that a platform's been built so that community pharmacy could participate in this. And it's covering the conditions, mainly are musculoskeletal disorders, but you can see it also covers respiratory issues and medication management on the far left. In the middle, the symptoms that are covered, pretty broad: pain, stiffness, weakness, swelling. You know, I'm not quite a senior yet. I'm getting closer all the time, but I'm not quite there yet. But I would qualify. I have some pain and stiffness occasionally. So, and then the outcomes, like I mentioned, it's addressing the main concerns that seniors have, plus pain relief and a lot of other benefits. So a tremendous opportunity for community pharmacies to provide a service to their senior patients and help those senior patients in a way that you've never been able to help them before. Now, why is Medicare so interested in pushing this out and are endorsing this program? It's because they're spending billions of dollars addressing things like falls, over $50 billion a year. They anticipate that that's going to double in the next 5 years. Still, the leading cause of injury related deaths in seniors is a fall. Cognitive impairment, it contributes to falling. I was talking to a pharmacy owner in North Carolina just a few weeks ago. Their own brother in law had a bad fall, broke his hip. Well, unfortunately, he has dementia really bad. So he doesn't remember that he has a hip replacement. Tries to get up and walk on his own without assistance or without his walker, and he's fallen 3 more times and keeps messing up that same hip just because he of the dementia. So it's a really sad situation. Well, this is now a program that has clinically been proven to help seniors not only delay but maybe even prevent dementia. About 2/3 of seniors in their 70s and 80s are experiencing some kind of cognitive decline. And now, every minute or so, someone is diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. So, pretty, tremendous statistics here that we can help those seniors either delay or even prevent, which is exciting. So, I want to share with you just this 2 minute overview of the Brain Health Plus program because it can explain it a lot better than I can. But there's so many wonderful tools and it's very comprehensive. So let me play this for you.
As an independent pharmacist, you already know your patients count on you. And with reimbursement challenges and tight margins, finding new revenue streams that actually help your patients is more important than ever. That's why we're happy to introduce you to Brain Health Plus, a remote therapeutic monitoring program, RTM, covered by Medicare Part B and most Medicare Advantage plans, designed to improve memory, balance, and cognitive function in just 5 to 10 minutes a day. It does this with fun exercises and games that stimulate the brain, increasing neuroplasticity. Your patients can access Brain Health Plus from their smartphone, tablet, or computer. It's a one of a kind RTM platform that offers engaging, fun, and clinically proven activities to improve cognitive health, prevent falls, and helps your senior patients stay independent longer. We're talking about daily brain games, interactive motion sensing exercises, motivational health content, medication management tools like being able to scan your medicines right into the system, reminders of when to take medicines, potential drug to drug interactions, and even geofencing alerts so loved ones are notified if a patient visits the ER or hospital. Every patient also gets a 30-second biometric facial scan they can do at home so they can scan their face and track their health as often as they wish. This amazing technology lets them track important health vitals like blood pressure, heart rate, and oxygen levels with 96% accuracy. Done with a smartphone or even a computer, it keeps patients motivated and engaged without replacing their medical care. And here's the best part, we do it all for you. You get a fully turnkey solution, flyers, posters, bag stuffers, and patient onboarding handled entirely by us. We even do all the Medicare billing. No added staff time, no upfront cost. In fact, no cost to you ever. Just real results for your patients, such as a clinically proven decrease in falls and better memory. And you can earn administrative service fees for simply reviewing monthly patient progress reports for each participating patient, which will significantly add additional profits to your bottom line. Brain Health Plus, easy for you, powerful for your patients, and great for your pharmacy.
So, oh yeah, did I mention that you get paid for an administrative review? That's an amazing opportunity to bring pure profit to your pharmacy because there is no cost to you to enroll and provide this Brain Health Plus to your patient population. So, a couple of things that I want to point out also beyond the administrative service fee that as you can see, it's super comprehensive. The patient may only use 4 or 5 of the items on the platform, but they are there for them if they need it, like medication reminders and things like that. But the geofencing feature, I love that because it will notify loved ones if somebody ends up having to go to the emergency room. Also, that bioscanner, that is some crazy technology. It's kind of like James Bond spy stuff because it's just taking a scan of your face and through the subdermal um, below the layers of the skin. It's able to get information that is super accurate. I've played around with the technology. You'll have access to that too at the pharmacy. It's a good patient engagement tool, and then of course every patient that enrolls in the program will have it. Now, I want to show you one quick testimonial. This is one of my favorites from Paul because he's 89 years old and he admits that he hates to exercise. He hates to exercise, but he'll do this program, which is exercising. It's called Ludafit, and a version of Ludafit is already being used in over 500 rehabilitation centers nationwide. It has 8 clinical studies. It's an amazing program. So I want to just share this little testimonial from Paul real quick.
My name is Paul Charney. I live in Tucson, Arizona. I just turned 89 years old, and I hate to exercise. When I had the opportunity to try Ludafit, I found it fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy it because it's a game, and psychologically, I know that it's benefiting me. You move, and the avatar, that is a figure that represents you on the screen, it moves along with you. And it's fun. You hear the shushing of the skis through the snow, and you see obstacles in front of you. You try to avoid the obstacles. And my very favorite, even though it's probably the most strenuous, is the Thai rock climb. What you're doing is climbing up a mountain path, and not only are you sidestepping, but along the path, there are rope ladders. And in order to climb a ladder, you reach your arms up and you just keep moving. My kids saw me exercising and they wanted to try it. And they were laughing, and it comes with a lot of giggles anyway. Initially, when I first started it, I had to hold on to a chair. But I found that repeatedly doing the exercise, I got confidence in letting go of the chair. So right now I do it freestanding. Bottom line, I'm sold on it.
I love Paul's testimonial. I love the fact that he's proving that you can reverse muscle atrophy. You know, when he first started the program, he needed to hold on to a chair for balance, but now is doing it freestanding. So amazing testimonial there, and that along with other testimonials will be on your landing page that will be built for you, and you just direct patients to that information to hear the testimonials and get more data on the program, including marketing and patient education materials. So store signage, flyers, or even working with a prescription bag manufacturer that will do the printing right on the bags for you, all provided free of charge to your pharmacy. Like I said, they'll set up a landing page that you just direct patients to that. It's like having your own website for the program. It's great to have whoever the face of your pharmacy, whether that's you, whether it's your pick, whether it's your bubbly tech that all the patients know and love and just visit with for when they come in to pick up their prescriptions. Whoever the face of the pharmacy is, you're going to want to have them do a little welcome on there so that they see a recognizable face when they go to the landing page. And so what I want to share with you now is just this 30-second overview of what you need to do in order to get the administrative service. Should not take you more than a minute per review. It's very quick checks and balances, going in, checking the progress of the patient, and then signing off on it. So let me show you this 30-second demo of what you need to do.
Working with our program is easy for you and your staff. If you choose to review your patient's monthly progress and earn administrative services fees, you will be sent a weekly email notification reminding you to log into your portal and review patient assessments. You or an appropriate member of your staff will review these reports, review the summary data for the patient, add your notes, and then simply click the sign-off box next to the record. It's that easy, and it's that fast.
So it really is that easy, that fast. And here on the right-hand side of the screen is an example. If you had 100 patients on the program, it is a PMPM, so per patient per month. It's $25 per patient per month. So that would equate to 2,500. Should take you less than 2 hours to do 100 reviews. So not a bad breakdown on your time investment there at $1,250 per hour. Again, if you put 200 patients on it, it's 5,000 per month. So again, that is pure profit because there are no costs in setting up the program. So that is step one in advancing your pharmacy practice and doing clinical services. Step two is the Independent Pharmacy Provider Network, IPPN. It is the fastest growing community health collaboration in the country now. They're already in 20 some odd states. They have doctors that have joined the network that are in all 50 states, so they can take this anywhere that you are or have a pharmacy. And it's really a win-win-win. The patient wins because they can go to a community pharmacy. It's faster access. My example earlier, where they can just walk in and talk to you about, a scratchy throat and what can they do about it. Well, now you can get compensated for that. But the patient wins because of that easy access. They're not having to wait around for a week or two or a month to get in to see their primary care provider. But the primary care providers still win in this program because they're still managing the care plan of that patient and they're getting compensated for it. So think of it as you're an extension to the primary care providers in your area. It's like they have a satellite office at your pharmacy. When these missed services are now being able to be done at your pharmacy, that's going to improve the quality measurement scores. So you're filling care gaps, which improves the quality measurement scores, and then the doctors benefit from that. So not only are they getting compensated for managing the care plan, but then their quality measurement scores are going up, which gets them higher reimbursement. But the biggest winner, so I said it was a win-win-win. So going to the third, patient wins, physician wins. Now the pharmacist wins the biggest in this network because approximately 67% of all the bill charges stay with the pharmacy because you are the place of service. So it's a tremendous opportunity that to bring new profit to your community pharmacy, much needed profit. I just did the math on 3 services, 3 PMPM, so per patient per month. One being remote therapeutic monitoring, which we've just covered. The second being remote patient monitoring that I discussed. Even though that program is directed at primary care providers, the RPM, when you're in the IPPN network, you can offer that also as a provider because you're offering services under the IPN or the NPI, excuse me, the NPI of the provider. So RTM, RPM, and then CGM, which is continuous glucose monitoring. Just those 3 PMPM services will generate approximately $329,000 in net profit to the community pharmacy per 100 patients. So the CGM here that you see, those CPT codes for the sensor placement and testing, what it reimburses for. You've got the setup and the data. So basically, $200 and whatever $98 per month per patient on that program. So that's just one of the programs you can provide through IPPN. This is the program that turns a flu shot into a preventative health visit. So you have the CPT codes there for preventative health visits 99391 through 99397. Then you have the office codes, and also they're bringing laboratory to the community pharmacy as well, which will be a whole nother revenue stream for the pharmacy. Brim Wellness is step 3 in the program, and welcome Matt. Matt's on the call. He works with this project. And Brim Wellness is an amazing HIPAA compliant clinical room. Like I said in the opening, you own the clinic, so you name it, your clinic name. We've got one in California called Optimal Wellness, but it's powered by, so it's kind of like the Intel inside is Brim Wellness. There's three legs to the stool. The first leg of the stool is the setup of your clinic. It's the managed services. The second leg of the stool is really exciting. It's a talent exchange. So I mentioned that you're going to be able to bring lab services to your pharmacy in the future. Well, that's going to require a phlebotomist. Very few pharmacies have a phlebotomist on staff. So you can use the talent exchange to bring in a phlebotomist for the days that you want to do lab services. So it's kind of like Uber, but for medical staff. You need a nurse practitioner one day, you post a shift for the nurse practitioner, and someone comes in and fills that shift for you. So that's a pretty unique program. But the third leg of the stool is what I'm most excited about because it's a financial vehicle for your pharmacy. Not only does it help you, pay for the covering of building out your clinical room, when you pay back that pharmacy fund, you're helping the next community pharmacy set up their clinic, and now you're earning interest in that fund because you're now a collaborative member of the pharmacy fund. So someday, hopefully you get to retire, right? And you get to hand your community pharmacy down to the next generation of community pharmacists. Well, that pharmacy fund could be part of your retirement in the future. So I do appreciate everybody being here today, taking time out of your busy schedule to learn more about these services. I'm here to help in any way that I can. Just to remind you, the three programs under the clinical here, the remote therapeutic monitoring, RTM, IPPN for medical billing and expanding your scope of services into more clinical services, and then the full brick and mortar HIPAA compliant clinical room, which is the Brim Wellness Program. And of course, don't forget, I'm here to help you with your third-party billing too at ServeRx. And if you're not using that program, get enrolled. Still about 50% of the work comp claims that walk in your door could be processed to our bin for triple or quadruple what the PBMs will pay you for those same medications. So appreciate everyone taking time out of your busy schedule to be here. Again, my name's Breck Rice. I absolutely love community pharmacies, and I'll do everything I can to help you be profitable.